This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me, I bet you wish you was me, I know it, I know.
What is poppin', everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Only Friends podcast. I just got an email. Gemini is built on trust, safety, and compliance. Where to go next, I guess.
I like Gemini. I've always used Gemini. The Winklevosses, they know their shit.
That is really the Winklevosses?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty dope. Well, as you can see, I'm here with my Only Friends. We got Guapo in the mix. What's poppin', Guapo, on the ones and twos?
I'm pretty excited. I'm 2-2.
He was so excited to get that out.
Your boy won. You won.
The Yinzer and the Yinzer adjacents.
Yinzer adjacent singular.
Isn't Yinzer adjacent?
Yes.
Is in the building?
Yeah, adjacent is not a word, yeah.
Yo,
Andy's
relax.
having a fucking coronary right now.
It's all right. He always has a coronary listening to me. He actually probably doesn't even listen to me at this point.
Can't blame him. The fact we still have an audience.
I mean, there's like 40 of them. What's poppin', y'all? What's goody, Chin?
I'm so poor.
You had money on FTX?
I have money everywhere. I lose money. I lose money every fucking day. Like every day, I lose more money. I look at the house equity down, Robinhood account down, FTX gone, Coinbase down.
So
Everything down.
what you're saying is every day you check price, bad price.
Bad price.
Shit.
I've been nothing but lucky with crypto from like day one. Like, accidentally got into it because I was selling to the super high roller bowl and got paid in crypto. Accidentally cashed out the first time it hit 20K for like 5x my investment. Accidentally bought a bunch of ETH shortly thereafter to buy into an ICO that I got cold feet on. The ICO went to zero and ETH tripled in value.
Really?
While I forgot to like resell the ETH.
So you just woke up one
So
day.
I bought like 30K worth of ETH. It was just like worth 100 by the time I turned around and sold it. And then even like more recently, continually kept selling the top by accident. Like I sold a bunch of coins at like 60. Mad. Like
He was so mad.
so mad.
So mad. I can
He was
definitely contest to
He
that.
was so mad. I'm losing all my coins, man.
Yeah, I felt like Mario getting like
He felt like Sonic when he gets hit and he has to lose all his
Yeah.
rings.
Yeah,
Lose
I
it all.
I felt like Mario. I got hit by like one of those little fucking tortoises with the spikes on them.
Koopa Troopers.
I'm like, God damn it, man. My coins, and like the whole way down, like every time we hit a new top, I just accidentally had to sell more.
I might slip my wrist listening to you talking about
That's where all your run good goes, man.
Yeah, I ran so good in crypto.
every day. I'm just more down.
Yeah.
Berkey's like, I sold at the top.
I had nothing but diamond hands, and somehow I like did nothing but sell at the top. I've never sold bottom once.
And he hasn't done nothing but bitch along the way.
I'm so mad. Like,
That's the best part about this whole story. Like,
Yeah.
at each point, he has bitched and complained and bitched and complained, but
Because
it was always the best play.
In theory, you want to hold forever, right? Until
Yeah.
you're rich or whatever.
yeah,
but
when
it
it's,
hurts,
worth,
man.
when it's worth 250 and I have fucking no coins left, I'm gonna be salty.
Man, all I know is I ran good losing all my money in a stupid fucking NFT game, so I don't have anything to lose and everything's going to zero. I already hit zero.
I got lucky with that too. I bought a fucking mutant at 9 ETH, sold it at like 38 ETH. The only thing is though, ETH was like worth 1/3 of what it was, so I made like $1.
You made more than that. You did fine.
I made a bunch of ETH, but like
did fine.
monetarily speaking, I
Yeah,
made literally like
made
$1.
nothing.
You did all right.
Made nothing monetarily speaking, but if ETH ever goes back up,
Every
yeah.
day, 2.5 looks more appeasing, man.
I thought you were already there.
2.5 time rake.
2.5 time rank is needed.
Yeah, we got to negotiate.
I need it, man.
There's a
This shit is
two big.
hard,
I think
bro.
there's a 2 big blind game out in Reno that you can go play. They have time rake.
There's a one big one.
One big blind game. There's no
Yeah,
small
I'm
blind.
sorry, that's what I meant to say. One big blind.
Oh, at the Peppermill.
Yeah.
You know, we called them one time to ask why they did
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
I forgot
I knew
what
it.
I forgot what it was.
So
though.
they stopped chopping the blinds.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart though.
I was the reason. I was the one that called it.
Stop, no more
Stop
chop.
fucking chopping. Play
fucking
some fucking
nits.
poker.
They're all fucking nits.
Talk about not chopping.
I'm trying to get like fucking 5 big blind antes out there, and they're taking away the goddamn small blind.
Right.
You know what was good? You know what was good to see though? They opened the Horseshoe today. which was nice.
It's
Officially?
the Hall of,
Officially?
It's open.
It is the Hall of Fame poker room.
That's what it's called.
I think so. Something like
Wait,
that.
so it's like officially
Yeah, it's
rebranded
open right
done?
now.
Okay.
It's open right now. You can go. It's actually really nice. It's all the Poker News Twitter account put it up. It's actually a really nice room. They they took video of it and everything. So if you guys want to watch it,
this is called the Horseshoe Poker Room at Bally's.
No, Bally's
no,
is sold.
no, Bally's a goner.
Bally's is gone.
Bally's
This
the
is the Horseshoe.
name was bought by Bally's the company, or
No,
or Bally's
other
the
way.
company separated from Caesars. In any event, the only Bally's that currently still exist is Bally's Sports.
So
yeah,
there's
when
no
Caesars
more Bally's on the
bought
strip.
that property, they kept the naming rights for that property until Bally's then wanted it back.
Okay,
When
so
it sold.
it is now called the Horseshoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not called the Horseshoe. The poker room is actually really nice. You know what? It's nice to see a poker room open after so many years of seeing poker rooms close in the city.
That's
Yeah.
That's very true.
It's
You know,
true.
actually, who has a very nice poker room? Sahara. Like, it's very small, but it's kind of dope. They have like this
They have a
little
nice little like
back setup.
when we played there one time with fucking Beans.
Yeah, we
That
did.
My
was,
boy Beans
that was one
was-
of the first places we met Beans. We had a real VIP experience at the Sahara.
I played at Sahara one time. It
You
was
got-
for Jesse Fullen's birthday meetup.
Okay.
It was me, Joey, Chad Holloway, Fee was there. We played 1-2, and we changed it from 1-2 no limit to 1-2 PLO. I bought in for $200 and left with every dollar on that table. That was like my one highlight of like coming to Vegas for the first time.
Just flex on.
Yeah, I went to Sahara we were trying to get a game going. It was like fucking 25, 50 plus. They were like, there was nobody in the room. They were like, we don't have any dealers.
There's no
I
dealers.
was like, what? What do you
we
mean?
couldn't exchange the money at the cage. It was like this huge ordeal. And we were doing all of this because like Beans was trying to set up this big game that we were super pumped about. It's like fucking Beans, man. Last time I played with him, bought him for $150K. Playing for 25-50, buys him for like $1,800. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Real fall
I'm
from
just like
grace.
reg battling with like Jeremiah and Chin for this $1,800 that Beans got in front of me.
Yo, I got check raised on 7-4 deuce. I'm never going to forget it. I opened from the low jack versus Jeremiah, small blind. He check raised me. I still don't know. I think he had a set.
Deuce 3.
No, it was a small blind.
Deuce 3.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, that night at the Sahara, when we went to the Sahara, they didn't have a dealer or nothing. We ended up going to the fucking Red Rock. Like,
Oh, that was a different. That
No,
was with
that was
with your Russian friend.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was there for that one.
That was She Broke Me.
No, that wasn't that night.
It wasn't
It
that
wasn't
night.
that night,
It was the
but
same
she-
chain of events.
She broke me.
yeah.
That
Did
is
indeed
true.
break him.
Matt, did
time.
you ever get a chance to play the Hard Rock poker room back in the day?
Yeah,
That was a cool
where
spot.
They used to have Trash Talk Tuesdays there. That was it was like me, DGAF, this guy Hollis used to run the games, and then the legendary Muhaha. We would get like 3 to 4 games of 5-10 uncapped, and the whole purpose was slow rolls, shit talking. They did shots like on the hour, every hour. Just it was just basically this degen fest that after about a year calmed down and just turned into a reg fest.
Yeah.
And Hard Rock had no games outside of it, so their room quickly closed. But they had basically like
It was a cool room though. I mean, the setup was nice.
It was like more of a lounge
Right.
than a room. So you walked in, there were couches everywhere. There was a bar in the middle of the poker room that you could get served, similar to like Poker Go, I guess. It never fucking stood a chance though.
Where was the Hard Rock?
Off of it's what Virgin is now.
Oh, okay. So wait, and now
But now Hard Rock
that
is-
Mirage.
Yeah, Hard
Yeah.
Rock bought Mirage and will be
They're coming
up
back.
2023, I believe they said.
I wonder. Wow, if they come in with a little bit of poker,
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's- yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
that's really exciting.
I've heard rumors that Cosmo's considering a poker.
Why?
I have no idea.
Oh, I mean, it would be.
Seems weird.
It might be a good cash room if
No.
if they were to get one.
I don't know. They're not affiliated to anybody, right? They're not MGM.
Oh, yes, they are.
No, they're not.
No,
Yes,
they're
they
not
are.
affiliated to
They're
MGM.
They're
Definitely not.
MGM property now.
They are not.
Don't you guys argue with me? Cosmos was bought by MGM
It might have been. I don't know.
recently.
I can't park there with my
Yeah,
fucking gold card.
Yeah, I bet you can.
Nah, you can't.
I
Definitely.
bet. All right, cool. I
Nah.
just did it the other day, guys.
All right, I mean, maybe you're right.
I'm
Maybe you're
sure.
right. I mean, that would be nice.
Yeah, I'm about 100% sure.
That would be nice.
You know, moving on. 9 more players were awarded seats to the WPT World Championship this weekend. Burke,
Yeah.
were you one of those 9?
No.
You know, like, I think it was like 15 days ago you were on this podcast and, you know, You did some flexion shit. You said you were gonna win 33 seats. This, that, and the
I
third.
say a lot of things.
Yeah, Amanda Botfeld won like 9. What have
You
done?
haven't even got heads up for one yet since that day.
Well,
Since that day, you haven't got heads up for one.
Didn't you win one already?
No,
won
no.
two.
Since that day, though, we're talking about since the day.
Since that day.
Gaming regulators approve MGM Resorts' purchase of the Cosmopolitan operations. Anyway,
Damn, Conrad, you could have made some money here.
yeah, I know. I did think about it.
Yeah,
But,
probably made some money.
Yeah, what's going on, Berkey? You gonna turn shit around? You gonna get some seats for our
yeah, there's a
people?
lot of variance in poker, Conrad. I don't know if you're aware.
I mean,
I don't know if you're aware. You're the one that's flexing hard as fuck that you're going to win 35 seats.
Well,
Thank
to
you,
be
Landon.
fair,
Thank you.
Amanda Botfield did exactly what I said I was going to do.
Right. But the issue is she's not giving away seats for us. She's not giving you seats to give away.
No, but she's giving them away to the people anyway, and she's on like number fucking 8,
9.
9.
that is sick.
You're on number 0 since you said that you're going to get all of them.
There's a lot of time left.
Wait, who is
3 more Sundays.
who is Amanda?
She works for WPT.
Oh, cool.
I'm trying to think like how you would know her otherwise. She's a part of I think she's a part of Poker Power as well.
Oh, sweet.
9
sweet.
times 12K, Matt. 108,000.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. A lot of money.
Pretty fucking dope.
Fucking get your shit together. Please.
I didn't even play yesterday.
I know. Get your shit together.
I had work to do, man. Trying
Well,
to keep this company afloat.
I know.
go download WPT Global now for your chance to win your way into the the WPT World Championship at the Win.
Eh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna choke him.
Yo, it's like a tick. I can't fucking stop doing it.
This experiment is running its course.
On borrowed time.
Borrowed time, Conrad. The fucking
Let's
segment's up,
fucking go!
It seems to be audioless.
It is time for the Weekend Warrior update. Not good for me. Not good for me. But, overall, we did pretty good in the room.
You're the only person that lost.
No, I'm not.
You're not.
I am not. Don't you fucking single me out like
Did
that.
Andre lose?
Yes, the Malaysian ankle biter did lose, and that's why he's not here today.
He
Yeah,
got punished by not
For
being...
shame.
Yeah, he didn't want to be shamed.
Who did he-
I had to be here to be shamed because I am the idiot that picked the Cowgirls, and I know better than this. I'm not that
Was
stupid.
that in Dallas?
No, I don't
Oh,
think.
huge
so.
mistake.
They were up 28-14.
It's not a huge mistake.
Huge mistake.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
stink.
They just gotta give the ball to Pollard every down. That's all they have to do. This guy is out of his fucking mind.
Zeke is hurt.
They were up a
He's
bunch.
not even their best running back.
Come on.
That's
No.
not even.
Don't be
It's
insane.
so true.
Don't be insane.
It is so true. But
It's so
football was
crazy.
popping this weekend. Len, you got to win with the Tampa Bay Bucks.
I told you, man. They played in Germany. And I didn't even know that they played in Germany, but Tampa Bay minus 2.5 seemed like a good spot.
Did you see the video of the Germans singing Country Road?
Yes.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was like 30,000 non-English speaking people singing John Denver at the top of their lungs in perfect harmony.
Considering I don't know any of the words to the song,
You would if we sang it.
I was pretty impressed.
Oh, you would know.
To the
Country
play-
road, take me home.
All right, I know
to
the take me
the
home. I know the take me
place
home part.
I belong.
I couldn't sing any
West
of that.
Virginia.
No.
Mountain Mama.
You white people got to stop singing.
Take me home.
It's the whitest shit ever.
They know the verse.
I don't see one Spanish or black or minority in this entire
They're
thing.
in
It
Germany.
really isn't.
Literally, not even behind the goalpost do I see a minority. Like literally all white people singing.
What are you trying
Of
to say?
course, they're in
Wait,
Germany watching a football game.
Well, you just implied that the black people and the Hispanics would get bad seats behind the goalpost?
That's a good seat.
No, that's the worst seat in the house.
Listen, man, I had a hard life. Had a hard life, bro.
Going to the Weekend Warrior, Burke. You
Jason Kuhn was found shedding exactly one tear whenever he saw that video.
Yeah, of course, Jason.
Sure.
It was like seeing Paul Bunyan cry.
Burke, you got a W this week.
Goddamn right I did. I'm decked out in Steeler gear, baby. I haven't got the socks on. Let's go.
Nice.
Money line. Lock of the fucking week.
We
They
got
were never losing that game.
Berkey and Landy at 2-1. Guapo.
Whoa. You're not just breezing fucking past this. Fuck Guapo. Fuck Landon and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, listen. I want to some recognition here. All right. The Steelers may actually go 9-0 down the stretch now that TJ Watt is back.
Can you
Could you please start the stopwatch?
This man
is an absolute fucking force. Here are the statistics with Watt in the lineup versus not in the lineup this season. Steelers in 2 games with TJ Watt in the lineup, 2-0, 9 sacks, 7 turnovers forced, 15 points per game allowed. Probably the best fucking defense in the league.
The what?
When he's in the lineup. When he's not in the lineup, 1-6, 6 sacks, 5 turnovers forced, 25.3 points per game allowed. That is abysmal by comparison. This man is a wrecking ball. He is a singular force of nature that cannot be dealt with.
He's good. He's good. He's probably the second best
They-
second best defensive player in the
That's an
league.
insane
they
thing
win
to say.
one
No, it
game
isn't. No, it
versus Andy Dalton, and then you went from
Landon's on your shit today.
No. He went from 8-1, which seemed relatively reasonable,
I said 7-2 first.
to now 9-0.
Might go 9-0.
Landon's on your bullshit
Might go
today.
9-0.
Nothing else to live
Might
for.
go 9-0. Listen, Andy Dalton, the second he stepped foot into Heinz Field, and yes, I'm calling it Heinz Field from now until the day I goddamn die.
What's the name of the real field now?
Heinz Field. The second he stepped foot in there, a little tremble went through his body. He just had an immediate nightmare scenario where he's like, God damn it, I've never fucking won here.
He's never won there.
3-13 lifetime.
Okay, he's won 3 times.
3-13 in his career as a bungle.
All I know is Landon's
that
not here for
stadium.
your bullshit today.
Look, someone's just got to keep the man in check. My Dolphins are doing their
The
job.
Dolphins are good.
7-3. First time they've been 7-3 since the iPod was almost 6 years old prior to coming out.
Yep.
Wow.
It was 2001 was the last time that they were 7-3. It was 24 quarterbacks ago.
I was 2.
Tua was 3 years old.
I was 2, yeah. Wow, he's only a year.
It was like
Older than me?
something like 12 head coaches ago or some shit like
That makes
that.
sense.
Yeah.
mean-
They're it's bad franchise, man.
Wait a minute.
Historically not
Guapo.
good.
Chad Pennington was a Dolphin at one point.
Yeah, he was.
They went to the playoffs with Chad Pennington.
We did it, Connie.
Yeah.
2-2.
Cut their ass off, Guapo.
Not we did it. You
Yeah.
did it. You bet on yourself.
2-2. My boy El Wapo came through with a pretty bad knockout.
El Guapo with a quick
Frankie
knockout,
Edgar,
right?
yeah. So R.I.P. Frankie Edgar no more. I think he's done with his MMA career. And then Andre and I put a few $100s on Zhang Wei Li for some gas money, and that came through as well.
Nice. What were the odds for your Guapo?
Minus 200.
Okay, sweet.
You needed a win.
Yeah.
You needed a win.
While we're sticking on the stats train, if you were ever wondering how much San Francisco enjoys quarterbacks that only navigate an offense but don't actually do anything impressive, Jimmy
great.
G is 10-2 in his career without throwing a touchdown.
Yeah.
It's quite impressive about how much better the team is when he doesn't throw the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, his stat line is Trent Dilfer-esque every week. He is the reincarnation of fucking Alex
Jones.
Smith.
Alex Smith. Yeah.
Alex Jones, sure.
Alex Smith was that guy that just had like 10 for 18, 150 yards, and then maybe a touchdown.
No wonder they ran Kaepernick out of town. They don't want any of that flavor, man. They just want somebody who's going to dink and dunk, get them down the field, and then hand the ball off.
Let's not open that can of worms.
I got some worms for you.
Yeah,
That's
let's not
My
open
man's talking about flavor. You know where the flavor is right now? That shit's in New York. Because my boy D. Daniel Jones is going off.
D. Daniel Jones.
D. Daniel Jones. Put some respect in his name. Listen, the man had 153 QBR rating this week. Look at this pass.
Forced to throw, coming back.
Yeah, look at that missed tackle.
Yeah, I mean, we can't actually be talking about
You
this.
can't flex this play.
This is against the Falcons.
No, it gets even worse. The Texans.
Yeah, like what the
It's
f-
not about that.
You know what?
It's
The
not
best part
about
about
that?
the best part about this is that Daniel Jones gets 54 yards added to his
Yeah.
stat line because Slayton
They
does
can't-
all
they
of the
can't tackle.
work.
No, timeout.
What work?
Are you fucking blind? Did you not watch him stand in there, take the hit?
Take the hit. Hold on. What work? Houston didn't even show up. They
He
put
missed
like
the
8
tackle.
people on the field.
He missed the tackle and then he
They-
ran fast. What do you mean?
Are we having some sort of conversation where Daniel Jones is considered an elite quarterback? Is that
no.
what you're
Yes,
implying?
we are.
We shouldn't.
Yes, we should.
Yeah, we should not
Because
entertain
he is
that.
definitely a top 10 quarterback in the league.
S tier,
end it.
S tier, A tier, Daniel Jones tier.
No
He's
fucking
B tier.
way.
He's a B tier
B-tier quarterback.
I can't wait for him to win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years.
I'll
Okay,
bet you that he
booked.
won't.
Booked. Put that up right on my tab with the fucking Jets not making the playoffs this year.
Wow, he's trying to parlay it.
Wait. All right.
Yeah, we bet.
Sure,
I will
$100.
rewind the goddamn tape.
No. What? You think I don't want the 6-3 Jets going down the stretch?
They're
Sure.
not going to make the playoffs.
Actually, they have a really, 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 really tough schedule.
Can we make
They're
a
playing-
new?
they're playing the Bills.
I propose a new bet: Jets versus Steelers playoffs.
I
He has
promise
a
you.
0% chance.
I promise you that when we revisit this by like week 14, the Steelers are going to be the slight favorite between the two. Neither one of them are making the playoffs. Don't get me wrong.
Doubt that.
But the Steelers have a greater outside chance than the Jets.
They have a better schedule, but I don't think
They have a better schedule,
greater
and
outside
the
chance.
Steelers could actually win the North, where the Jets are drawing fucking dead in their own division.
How is that? They already beat the Bills once. They already beat the Dolphins. What are you talking about? They already beat both of the teams that are in the division.
Wait a minute. So do you think that
What
the
the
Jets or
fuck are you-
Steelers are going to have a record-wise? Do you think Steelers will have a better record than Jets or no?
No, it's no. It's
I just don't think it'll matter.
Never happening.
Okay. I propose a wager between you two. To make go.
I just want to bet
what-
against the Jets making the playoffs.
Yeah, we already have that bet.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
We're good on
And
that.
I'm now betting that the Giants won't win a Super Bowl in 3 years, which is free fucking money.
I also want that money.
They'll make the Super Bowl. How about that?
Fine, free money.
Sure, $100.
Done.
Cool.
God, this year would be the only year that they have a shot. The fucking NFC is so tragic.
We say this. Wait, the NFC is so tragic. The Eagles are fucking 8-0.
That's a good indicator is how tragic the NFC is.
Nah,
Do
Jalen
you
Hurts
not
is
see
nice.
how good they're playing?
Yeah, they're good.
Oh my god, delusional Berkey's back, guys.
They're
Throw
good.
it in the chat.
Delusional Berkey
Hashtag
never,
delusional
Delusional
Berkey.
Berkey never left. He tried to bet me that he can dunk, and I can't.
We're not going to get into that today, Landon.
Tell me how good the 6-3 Dallas Cowboys are.
They were
Okay.
up. They were,
exactly.
they were up 28-14. They could have been 7. They could have been 7-2.
I don't give a fuck if they're 9-0. They stink.
Yeah, but they're 9-0.
That was really bad. Everything.
That's what I'm saying. The records don't mean anything, man.
issue
The
is-
NFC is garbage.
No, but the floor of the NFL is decreasing.
I don't know what that means.
It means that if they stink, but they're 7-2, they're a good team comparatively speaking.
No, that doesn't take away from my overarching point. The AFC is going to dominate this
But
year.
the Steelers are going to be there.
The AFC.
If the Steelers win the NFC, they would
Hold
be
on.
winning whatever division they were in.
Hold on. The Bills, the Chiefs.
Chargers.
They're good. They're good.
Chargers aren't going to even make the playoffs, probably.
Shut up, man.
What are you talking about? They're fucking 5-5 now, right?
What are you talking
Listen,
about?
man, don't. I want Chargers. I like Herbert.
I like them too, but I don't
Herbert
think they're
top 10
making the playoffs.
Herbert top 10 quarterback.
They're just
What do you
not.
think?
They're not.
What do you think? 3 teams are coming out of the South.
They're not winning
Fucking
any games. and they're the-
Texans, Colts, and Jags are
Do
all
you
going to make
realize
it.
they're not winning any fucking divisional
Sunshine,
games?
baby.
Yeah.
They get beat by the 49ers every time. They lose to the Rams.
What's he talking about the 49ers and Rams for? They're not even in that
Oh, sorry.
conference.
Oh, no.
That's because Jimmy G does
Hold on.
nothing for the group and gets an A.
No, hold on. So wait.
Yo, this
I
guy,
fucked up.
why do we let him host this show? He doesn't know what the
That
fuck
was your
he's talking
call,
about.
man. You're the one that wanted to fucking host.
Chargers is Broncos, Chargers, Raiders, and who?
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
They beat the Chiefs. The
Okay.
Raiders suck. The Broncos are unlimited.
Broncos do
Baby,
suck.
we
Yeah.
ride,
How are
baby.
they 4-5?
The Broncos are riding right off into the fucking sunset.
Wait, how are they 4-5?
That's a pretty sick stat, though. If they scored 18 points every game, they'd be 8-1.
Yeah.
If they just scored 18,
That is insane.
it's unlimited.
Like they paid what
Oh,
200?
it's super capped.
It's very
Yeah,
limited.
very
Yeah,
limited.
the amount of points in is very limited.
They paid like $254 million for this guy or something like that.
Yeah, he ride into the sunset with his bags full of money.
At some point, you have to interview the character.
Russ?
And not like judge based off talent. It's like, okay, yeah. This guy was like good and winning in Seattle, but like how much of that was a byproduct of Pete Carroll being able to put up with his bullshit?
Pete Carroll's a good coach.
Yeah.
That guy knows how to win.
You know what happens when he showed up the fucking Bronco country? They're like, get this corny motherfucker out of these mountains.
Ain't that the
Dude,
truth?
didn't Jimmy G get like a pretty sick contract with the 49ers?
Initially, yeah. I don't know what he's on now, but
They were trying to get rid of him. So.
yeah, they were definitely
Right,
trying to
but
trade him.
he got the good contract.
I don't.
I mean, he's a pretty good looking guy who can manage an offense.
Yeah, I don't think.
by,
came from-
managing offense, you mean win games without actually doing
Yeah, he
anything?
came from Belichick's system.
Yeah,
Belichick would kill for fucking Jimmy G back right now.
Yeah. They took Brian Hoyer. Remember that?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
That guy's gone. This
Matt-
is such a great graphic.
This is me in
It is
college.
pretty
When
great.
you do nothing on the group project, but still get an A.
Funny enough about a story with group projects in college. I was in a Greek mythology class, and my group actually kicked me out for not doing anything. So I got the inverse of if you do nothing for a group project, you get an A. I tried to make a project of my own last minute.
Yeah.
He wouldn't take it.
Oh, yeah.
I still ended with a C.
Yeah,
so
I can't work with others.
No, I just didn't work with others. And I said, hey, I'd be willing to edit. I'd be willing to do like whatever I need to do for the group project just to put my name on it. And at first they were cool. And then I got a text saying, because this person I was working with was going to call me. But then she texted me saying, hey, I talked to the group. The group didn't want to put your name on it. You're just
fucking
done.
out.
I was like, yeah, I respect that. That's fair.
Well, you know what group is fucking liking their leader?
No.
Yep.
No, you can't. Listen, you're so bad at what you do, man. We saw
is
two of the
Jeff-
greatest catches last night. Oh, that was your segue?
You fucking suck.
I thought he was going
so
right into the
fucking
You had to
dusty.
think he was going to the SBF thing, right?
No,
Come on.
I did not. You're
Come
dusty.
Come on.
Dusty. Jeff Saturday in the Colts. They get their first win. The man comes in.
You just wrecked Matt right there. You just fucking wrecked him.
He comes out with this tweet
Bodied.
2 weeks ago. It says, Raiders look horrible. And then he just comes in, never coached other than, a high school team in Florida. And he comes in and he gets a W for the Colts.
First of all, Florida high school football, they're nice.
They are good.
Okay.
Florida high school is
They-
very
they-
fucking good.
That's equivalent of D1 college as far as I'm concerned.
It depends on what part of Florida, I think.
The good part.
Like,
Yeah.
South Florida is probably only.
South Florida is very good. Other parts of Florida are fine too.
Second of
High school
all,
football in Florida is big.
yeah, because like Georgia football is big too. So what, Northern Florida is going to somehow suck?
Well, those are like the Bama Georgians. No, the Bama, what is it? The Bama
sorry.
Floridians? What's that TV show called?
Oh, what does
Florida
that have to do with football? man?
Alabama?
They're so stupid.
What does that have to do with
It has
football?
nothing to do with high school football.
That's all on the golf side.
Back to -1 for hosting power.
Yeah, that's on the Fort Myers side.
Back to negative.
And number two, Jeff Saturday is going to get on in history as the only coach in modern day football to tweet that a team sucks 2 weeks prior to coaching his first NFL win against them.
That is true.
So he actually flexed really hard.
On accident, he found a slit in the time continuum and was able to understand that he was about to play them in 2 weeks. Go back in time, write the tweet, and then.
That's a
Everyone
pretty
is
sick
very
flex.
confused on the weather of Las Vegas between your two outfits.
He's an idiot. It's
Yeah,
fucking
he's
cold.
a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
He's an absolute psychopath.
He has muscles for the first time.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what to do.
Look, man, it's actually fucking nice out when you step into the sunlight.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You
It
do
is.
not look like you step into the sunlight too much.
I don't, look, man, I'm from Norway. I have the Norwegian blood. My blood runs cold. I'm fine.
Jin's over here in a fucking parka.
It's fucking cold, man.
It's not cold.
I got in the pool this morning. It was 36 degrees whenever I woke up.
It's fucking,
That is cold.
Yeah, that's cold.
Yeah, this outside, not cold.
So in the last 2 years, the Bills have been involved in what we could probably say both times, game of the decade.
What was the other one?
Bills and Chiefs.
Oh, the playoff.
Playoff
Yeah.
game. That was
Yeah.
a sick game.
That was
was-
unfortunate.
That was a super sick game.
That was a wonderful game.
Watching this one right after it, next year, the Bills are something, man. These catches at the end of this game were absolutely fucking incredible.
You and I both, Matt and I both reviewed this, not the Diggs catch, but the Jefferson catch we'll get into.
Let's play this Diggs catch real quick.
my goodness.
This catch is sick. Like,
The best part about this catch, it's going to go by the wayside in a minute.
yeah, of course. The crazy thing about all of these catches, though, is that every time one of them is made, it's quote unquote the catch of the year. And it's like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I know I'm a homer, but I'm going to keep coming back to George Pickens' catch over and over and over again just to remind people it's like we have a conversation at least to
Look,
have.
man,
I don't think we do.
Look, it's a good catch. The
You're-
ceiling of catch of the year keeps going up because everyone gets better with one-handed catches.
No. Because here's the thing. What we're about to see with Jefferson, you need to understand
He got helped.
that he got helped by the defender.
He got so
If
helped.
the defender's not here, this ball is never caught.
Yeah. This, he got helped, but it's nasty.
Of course, it's insane.
But
Like, the defender holds the ball up for him.
How does he keep the ball up there?
He still can have that, too, without the defender.
No, it's impossible. Just like watch how much he holds the ball up. Like you can literally see his hand is underneath it as he's coming to the
The ground causes the ball to drop if the defender doesn't help him hold it.
Yeah, like he didn't have a firm grip on the ball. I think the defender didn't. He thought he was going to wrestle it away.
He gets to use his other hand. Like if the defender doesn't have the grip on the ball, like he's definitely brings that in. I think.
No way.
The way he catches it, it hits here.
No, it doesn't. It hits his
play it again.
Upper fingertips. Also, like scenario-wise, right? 4th and 18.
Oh yeah, this is like the most insane thing of all time. It was 4th and 18. Game's over if he misses this ball.
That's the wild part.
Right.
That's
like, come on,
This
man.
is catch of the year.
Come on.
It's catch of the year up until now because there's still a lot of year left.
I definitely think Pickens is number 2. The Diggs one isn't that good.
Diggs one is clean. It just looks nice. It's
No.
aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, it's not.
One hand.
It's not a catch of the year type shit. But they tried to give it to Tom Brady for catch of the year.
What?
Yeah, they tried. The Bucs tried to draw up the best play of the year here, and it just didn't work out.
Oh my God, this one.
He's going to throw it to Brady. Oh, and Brady slips it. It's picked up by Tariq.
Motherfucker, I had Fournette in fantasy. They give me a goddamn pick for this shit.
That's fucking hilarious.
The best part about that
How does this play happen? Like the game wasn't
So,
out of hand.
Let me tell you why. Like 4 plays before that, they run that same exact play, and nobody's on Brady. Brady's just standing there wide open. He's just like fucking playing with his
They
fingers.
thought they were going to get him with the old oop deal.
Yep.
Did you see Brady tackle the defender here with his legs?
Yeah.
Look at this. This is kind of clean.
He tripped the fuck
Look,
out of him.
He tripped and then just bang, gone.
There was a
15
play. I think it was Najee sprung one. It was either Najee or one of the wideouts sprung one during the Steeler game. And Kenny Pickett ran like 35 yards downfield as fast as humanly possible to try to spring him on a block at the end. It's like, dude, chill out, man.
Just relax.
We're okay here. Do you think that they ran that play because Tom is just in full suicide mode with FTX crashing?
He needed something in his life.
Yeah, he's just like, I need to feel again.
I mean, he's definitely feeling something with FTX crashing.
I lost my wife. I lost my wealth. I'm now 55 years old and quarterbacking an average team of the Buccaneers. Like, light me up, baby.
Did he really lose 650?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how true these rumors are.
Yeah, I know, but it's what they're saying is.
Do you think maybe he's the inside source who's actually moving all the funds? This is like, I'm going to get that motherfucking money back one way or another.
He's like, I need my money, man. So if you don't know.
He's just on the phone. He's like, Sam, give me the keys now.
What you don't know. If you don't know what he's talking about. FTX last week, they went down.
That's one way to put it.
That's one way to put it.
They went down hard. I'm going to read this tweet to you guys, which is basically it's a simple breakdown of what happened. FTX has blown up, and many of our portfolios are the victim. Here's the simple breakdown. In the beginning, Binance and FTX were friends. So much so that Binance actually invested in FTX. But then FTX started performing too well. It grows to be the second biggest exchange right behind Binance. Binance is now seeing FTX as competition, sells its shares. In return, it receives cash as well as $2 billion in FTX's token called FTT. Then 2 things happen. Later, as competitors, FTX allegedly starts talking shit to regulators about Binance. Then a report leaks that FTX's hedge fund has $12 billion in assets and $7 billion in liabilities. But $6 billion of those assets are FTT tokens, meaning if they go to zero, the hedge fund is fucked. Binance, allegedly pissed off by FTX speaking to regulators, noticed an opportunity. If they sell all $2 billion of their token, the price will crash. FTX's hedge fund won't have enough money to pay their debts, and they will get liquidated, wiping out their biggest competitor. It all starts with the tweet. CZ, the CEO of Binance, says that he's selling all $2 billion of his FTT tokens. This begins one of the biggest sell walls of all times, with everyone selling FTT tokens and no one buying, knowing that a whale is coming in to dump. Then, with the market suspecting a bank run on the FTX exchange, like we've seen with many other exchanges this year, everyone starts withdrawing their crypto. The result, FTX has to pause withdrawals due to a lack of liquidity. It then needs to be bailed out, and FTX receives a letter of intent to be bought by, you guessed it, Binance. In the ultimate chess play of chess, Binance invested in FTX, accelerating the growth to number 2 exchange in the world, cashed out selling their investment, used the tokens from the cash out to blow up their competitor, and had the opportunity to buy them for pennies. This was a bold strategy, and it paid off big from the competitive standpoint. But sadly, Binance had shared an update that the deal was not going to go ahead. It will be a bumpy ride for the foreseeable future in the crypto space.
Yeah, I'll be at 1-3 at the win if anybody wants to.
So,
If anybody wants to hang out, what you can do is you can just start making meetup games.
yeah, leave my meetup games alone, bro.
Sounds like you need to create a crypto exchange.
That's what it sounds like.
That's where the real money is.
You can become Chin Coin.
That probably is already out.
I mean, there's literally a coin
There's
for
a
everything.
coin for everything. Yeah, I mean,
Okay, fine. You can make DSC. You can make Dark Side
Dark
Coin.
side. That's
Dark
right.
side coin.
I mean, it'll fit the theme of what the fuck's been going on.
So what? Yeah, what the fuck is this? Like, this is just a big game of chess. What's happening here?
Chess feels a little.
No, I mean, what happened is the FTX grew pretty fast, and then SPF got over his head, and he wanted to fucking take over the world. Gave fucking 300 million to the fucking Democratic Party, and he's trying to like do too much at the same time. At the same time, he has like a hedge fund on his side piece, and he's like shifting money through the backside, trying to
Yeah, what's Alameda's role in all of this? They're just funding FTX, or they're
No,
like
it's all the way
all the way
around.
FTX
around.
funded Alameda.
so they're.
Right.
But SBF owns both, so
Yeah.
like they're
Yes.
just a shell company for tax purposes. I don't
No,
understand.
they're like his hedge fund. Like
Yes.
think about it.
But what are they investing in?
They're like high risk stuff. Like they're just like a hedge fund that takes high risk, and they're like hedge
Trading with
funds blowing
leverage.
up. Hedge funds blowing up isn't that unreasonable. Like hedge funds are built to like.
So
take high
effectively,
risk.
he was siphoning money from FTX to gamble through Alameda.
Yes. So he basically built a backdoor in the contract between him, FTX and Alameda, which was sending the money without raising red flags. So they were sending consumer funds from FTX
Right,
to
there was no
Alameda.
segregation. The money that was supposed to be on hand for consumers was just being shipped to Alameda, and they were basically leveraging it.
Because
Yes.
his girl works for them, right?
Well, I believe his girl Caroline Ellison was the CEO of Alameda.
It's always that, bro.
Do we know if
It's always
they're
the women,
romantically
bro.
linked?
I think
It's
they
always-
were.
I
They
think
dated-
Listen, man,
they
the
dated in the past.
downfall of a man will always be some shit like this. All right, it'll always be like your wife works there, your girl. Look at look. I bet you it was Giselle that told Brady to go fire it off of FTX, right? And now they broken up because his funds are gone, and now she's with some other dude. I just saw it on TMZ. They were like dating or whatever. R.I.P. Tommy. You know, now my man SPF, he's done because his wife was like, yo, I need money to, do my stuff. And he's like, I'll create a little backdoor for you, mommy. And now gone. It's always this guy.
So the rumor is she's hiding out in China trying to get to Dubai. And there have been like a handful of speculations as to where SBF is, everywhere from like the Bahamas to
Argentina.
to Argentina, like countries that won't extradite.
Yeah.
I saw a comparison of him to like McAfee, and it said 10 years ago when a criminal was on the run trying to flee to non-extraditing companies, we saw this, and it was like McAfee holding like an AR-15 with a cigar in his mouth and like some broad on his arm or whatever, and then it said, and now we have this, and it's like FBF or SBF like sitting in a chair looking all slumped over, just sad.
Probably holding like a fucking hard drive or something.
No, but all jokes aside, like it's a pretty dark day because aside from like the whole FTX going down, there's a lot of like interlocking companies that are like invested in XPF, SPF, whatever. But like imagine like BlockFi, Voyager that was bought from.
Well, they weren't invested. They were bought out by FTX.
Yes.
No, not BlockFi though.
I think.
No.
I think they saved them, right?
They were either heavily invested or bought out, either one.
Yeah, either way, like the BlockFi withdrawals are completely done.
Yeah.
Like Voyager that was saved by FTX is like now all those funds are just probably forever gone. Robinhood is 9% owned by FTX or SBF, whatever. So they're like, what's going to happen there with Robinhood. Like, it's just so many like interlocking companies like hurting now because of all this stuff.
What's interesting to me is that this had a negative effect on Bitcoin's price while all this was happening, but they actually didn't hold any Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. It's like paper.
So that was all a farce.
Yeah,
it was
paper
just
Bitcoin.
Yeah, so
right, yeah.
Let me actually play this next video. It's just a little breakdown of what is going on. It's put way better than I can do it.
This is Sam Bankman-Fried. People call him SBF. He's the founder of FTX. He also controlled a crypto hedge fund called Alameda Research, but that's all gone now. He wants you to think he's this sweet guy. He even brought in a famous YouTuber who called him the most generous man in the world. Yep, that happened. Truth is, Sam Bankman-Fried is a liar and a crook. His personal crypto FTX token was basically a Ponzi scheme hidden below layers of Moonbro jargon. He even went on Bloomberg's podcast and bragged about it. Yep, that happened. He used his Ponzi token as collateral to borrow billions of real dollars that he couldn't pay back. He then used those real dollars to build an empire out of dying companies like Voyager and BlockFi. This led Jim Cramer to call him the new JP Morgan. That's weird. It's not like Jim Cramer to promote a billionaire con artist. SBF sold people cryptos like Bitcoin, or so they thought. What they really bought from SBF was an IOU. But as long as everyone didn't cash in their IOU at the same time, the scheme worked. Until it didn't. This other a-hole who hates SBF came along and engineered a bank run with some passive-aggressive tweets. It worked. SBF didn't have enough money to repay everyone at once, and now his customers have lost everything. He'll be happy to know that this is exactly how every bank in the world operates. So where did all the money go? He misappropriated $4 billion trying to save his failing hedge fund. Whoops, that's a felony. He spent $21 million on Super Bowl commercials, $5 million for the big guy, $40 million in campaign donations. I wonder what he wanted in return. And everyone who's pointing at this story and saying,
this is exactly why we need to regulate crypto.
Remember that SBF stole billions. That's already a crime. And he spent a lot of it on bribing politicians. Also a crime, in order to create a crypto monopoly for himself. Government regulations don't protect the customers. They protect the crooks. That's exactly what SBF was trying to do.
Yeah,
That is pretty clean in a minute 40.
That was strong.
That was nice.
I saw that and I was like, oh man, this is perfect because we're not experts at this.
No, and
no,
someone
we
did it
are
in a minute
literally
40.
dumb money. Like, that is the definition of our money. It's
Man,
called dumb money.
imagine having dumb money. Imagine just having money. I also saw that shit in fucking DeFi Kingdoms a while ago, man. I'm just here to see the world burn.
Yeah, this kid's been buying critters up from fucking day one.
No, I didn't have any critters. That's Conrad.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was on the critter move.
I did all right until everything got fucking tanked.
Also, I sold at the top.
Of course you did. Plus 3%, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, I think that, it's an RIP day kind of for the crypto space as a whole, which is pretty terrifying because I think what ends up happening, and again, obviously I don't know shit, I'm just kind of speculating as an outside consumer, so to speak. But I think what ultimately ends up happening in situations like this are a lot of fear and panic, and a lot of FUD gets created off of this, which then does give a lot of, let's call it momentum towards regulation, but not in the right kind of way.
Yeah.
Right. So I think the point that he was making there of they're not interested in regulating the criminals, they're more so interested in regulating the consumer is a very valid one, right? A lot of the things that allowed this Ponzi to exist are already policed.
Yeah.
Like no amount of the SEC regulation is going to prevent an Enron from happening, right? Like if you want to create a Ponzi and you find people who will trust in that Ponzi for billions of dollars, it's going to happen.
For sure.
And the collapse is inevitable. I think what is scary for us is that the most likely outcome of this is that the crypto space gets heavily regulated in the United States government, and it largely happens at the consumer level.
So I think the same exact thing, and this is kind of bad. This is bad. This is taking a step back because this is like what crypto was the anomaly,
Anomaly.
Anonymity.
And
Are you trying to say like it's anonymous?
Yes, anonymous.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Like you're anonymous when you use crypto. Once the regulations come in, it's not going to be anonymous.
Sort of.
anymore.
It's not really that anonymous, to be honest, because like everyone
it could be. If you want it to be,
It's less anonymous than cash.
Yeah, if you want it to be anonymous, it is.
No,
they not as much as you think, man. There's a lot of like tracing with wallets and stuff like that. You can definitely find if they're trying to find you. It's really like Berkey said.
It's different. It's not anonymous. It's decentralized. Decentralized.
Okay. Meaning?
Right. So meaning that all this tracing that occurs was meant to be done in a earnest way for the public, not in a governmental centralized way. Right.
We've seen it. Like people like, cartels, all this other shit that like tried using coins and stuff. Like they eventually found it back to them because there's a paper trail. There is a paper trail. Yeah. So it's a little bit. The cash is still king if in that kind of dark side.
The ledger exists.
Of course, in and out, it's connected to a name for the most part, unless it's peer-to-peer transfers.
Well, it's connected to a wallet,
and then
it's connected to a wallet. If they could trace that wallet back to you eventually, or someone in your group, they'll eventually get you. But yeah, it's one of those things where I think that it's when there's a big idea, all these companies like kind of like latch onto the layer of that big idea. And then there's just a lot of bad actors at the end of the day because there's so much money pouring into this big idea.
Yeah, new markets are so ripe for the picking.
Right.
I think that, Guapo, if you have that clip of Kevin O'Leary to kind of set this up, I think this is an interesting one to play off of the idea of regulation. So to fully understand it, Kevin O'Leary was an investor and part owner of FTX. I think he had like a 9% share or something along those lines.
That's huge.
Yeah, I mean, for a multi-billion-dollar company like that, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, but he probably got into like ground layer.
And he's also worth zero now. But these two clips are, I think, like close to a year apart or something like that. And the first one is him like fully backing the idea of the FTX exchange and everything else. The second is him talking about regulation. I think that they are an important juxtaposition to one another.
Okay.
To FTX and a shareholder there too, because we mentioned them, and big advocate for Sam because he has two parents that are compliance lawyers. If there's ever a place I could be that I'm not going to get in trouble, it's going to be at FTX. So won't be in managing another situation like this for institutional investors ever again. We're simply not going to put capital to work until this stuff gets regulated. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to fly to Washington, and I want regulation. There won't be another situation like this for institutional investors ever again. We're simply not going to.
Like I call bullshit. Like there's definitely going to be another situation like this. Like come on, man. Like get the fuck out of here. Like everyone in Wall Street is like pretty greedy. Like institutional investors are greedy. Everyone's pretty greedy. If there's an opportunity, like people are going to fire, even if it's like high risk. So it's definitely going to happen. I think what he's saying is, it's not going to happen in the crypto space right now because we're going to look for this.
He's trying to imply that he has enough leverage that he can encourage or that the quote unquote smart money of institutional investors will not take on this risk ever again until regulation. And he's trying to basically leverage that threat against lobbyists and lawmakers in order to come in and regulate the space heavily. I think as the general public, though, I think our vantage point, it's the exact opposite. It's like, there's not going to be any more institutional money. Good. Right? Like, I don't think anything, I mean, it may like stunt the growth of the crypto space in the near term, but I think that the bigger picture of less so crypto, but like the blockchain technology as a whole is the advancement of decentralization, the advancement of peer-to-peer, not just exchanges and transactions or anything like that, but like peer-to-peer contracts, peer-to-peer, basically cutting out the middleman.
Yeah, it's sending $100,000 wire nowadays is like, it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
like you can't. Like it's like you have to go through Chase and they call you, and then there's an email. You have to verify yourself. Blah blah blah. There's 27 layers of like sending a big wire, whereas like the whole point of BTC or whatever medium you want to use is just like it's
right.
Me and you.
We focus on the crypto because it's the fungible. Well, it's not even fungible, I guess, but like
it's the use case.
It's the use case, yeah.
Right.
But the reality is, like, blockchain is much bigger than crypto.
Correct, yeah.
And to your point, all of that nightmare that you have to jump through hoops to do in order to send a large wire is a byproduct of all this regulation. But going back to that video, traditional banking systems are all set up the exact same way that FTX was. Yeah. If we as a society made a run on Bank of America, And
it's a wrap.
80% of their consumers showed up to the window and said, "Give me my money."
No.
They don't fucking have it.
I mean, fuck. If like
Well, it's
20 people went to fucking the Bank of America around the corner and asked for 10,000, they probably don't have it.
No, you can't even go there.
No,
and
you
ask for
can't. You have to
10,000.
order the money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
you gotta go to like the main branch or something
Yeah.
to get like a big number like
Spring
that.
Mountain, am I right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like as like Berkey's saying, like all these like when you deposit $1 in a bank, like they're able to lend out $10 for your $1. It's a 10
Yeah,
to
they have
1
massive
ratio,
leverage.
right? So like they don't have like all the money in the bank, like so yeah, it's exactly
Right.
what
So that's
Berkey's
kind of
saying.
like what I'm saying is like, though this may be dark times for crypto in the near term, and obviously this is going to impact a lot of our community financially, and that sucks. I think like for blockchain technology to grow and to mature and to get away from becoming another financial market, because that's, in my opinion, as somebody who's not that sharp on all of this technology, but somebody who like paid close attention to it in the early developmental stage, the power of blockchain is limitless. It is going to be a major, major technological platform for us from now until, who knows when something better replaces it, right?
It's unlimited.
It feels unlimited. It feels like what could actually push societies towards smaller government, right? It feels like that
There
powerful.
you go, Burke.
Well,
red wave Berkey.
no, you have to understand that like a lot of the
Smaller
narrative,
government Berkey.
a lot of the narrative behind smaller government is bullshitty rhetoric. It's born out of like the idea that most people are intelligent, and that's simply not true. The reason why big government is important, especially at the social level, is because most people are only acting on behalf of themselves and don't have any interest for the greater good. So some entity has to look out for the bigger picture of society. But the point I'm trying to get at is like from a financial standpoint, I think everybody, Dems all the way through Republicans, would appreciate smaller government when it comes to your own personal interference, right? Like, sure, Dems want bigger government when it comes to social programs, but they don't want bigger government when it comes to like dipping into their paychecks and, basically charging a bunch of fees and taxes and all these other things in order to make the world go round.
Fair.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't want bigger government for war and all this other stuff, right? So anyway, the whole point I'm trying to get to is this technology as a whole is something that is built to empower people to live on a peer-to-peer basis and, potentially start to solve larger picture problems through a decentralized platform that can allow these exchanges, whether it's monetary or whether it's ideas or whether it's technology, whatever the case may be, like a lot can happen on this platform. And we're in the infancy of the development of it,
For
right?
sure.
We just don't understand that much about it. Crypto, in my opinion, curbed that growth, because all of the attention shifted off the use case and into the financial market that became cryptocurrency, right? The financial market of cryptocurrency is massive, man.
Yeah.
Look how big these exchanges have gotten. FTX was a $500 billion business, give or take,
Yeah.
that just collapsed, and they weren't the biggest one.
right.
In not a lot of
That's
time.
fucking
Very
wild.
short amount of time.
Yeah.
Within 3 years, I think it was.
Right, 3 years, right? Binance
years.
is the largest one, I believe.
Binance is
Right, so Binance is the largest. Coinbase is now probably the second largest, with FTX out of the picture, right? And then you have a bunch of others pulling up the rear, like Gemini and Kraken, et cetera, et cetera.
Ucoin, yeah, all these other ones. Yeah.
And they're just going to continue to spawn. So you just end up taking this utopian idea of blockchain tech and you turn it into a traditional fucking finance market, right? So we're losing the power of the tech. And part of that is a byproduct of there hasn't been a strong use case. ETH has still yet to be proven as functional. Bitcoin is still viewed as a store of value, right? So we're still so far away from the use cases actually coming to fruition. But I feel like we've also gotten massively distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree with all your points, 100%. Go ahead, Connor, you had something to say?
Yeah. When was that second clip from O'Leary?
No, it was recent.
That was recent, right?
Within days.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious. I wasn't sure. Yeah, man. I'm not sure.
I mean, look, crypto will be back. Like it's that serious. I mean, we're going down no matter what, right? Because just like the macro environment. But this definitely didn't help. But I mean, crypto will be back. Like, I mean, I fucking hope so.
I mean, I think this actually like makes crypto stronger. Like
Long term.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think the next step that we see is pretty heavy-handed regulations.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, but
Imagine if it becomes like near impossible to buy from an exchange, right? Like with heavy regulations will come the difficult. Think about when you're trying to deposit to a regulated online site. You're so capped.
If that was to happen, that means the Bitcoin that there is now would be more valuable.
No,
Not
because there
necessarily.
wouldn't be a, like basically what Berkey's saying is there wouldn't be a market.
Right.
Like it would just be like
You wouldn't
so
be able to
limited.
move that much.
Like yeah, like how can
You
someone
couldn't sell.
How can like a retail investor go in and like just like buy 25,000? Like it's just that's not gonna happen.
It would only be peer to
It
peer.
would be peer to peer. So like an effective, I don't want to call it black market, but like a gray market would.
Yeah.
And it's already massive,
Of course.
right? And that's going to be the next thing that gets policed. Like
The
these
gray market?
Yeah, these OTC chats that exist where everybody's operating on a peer-to-peer basis. Like, we're not safe. The government's going to peer in on that, and they're just going to start like picking people apart.
We have the 80,000 new IRS workers.
Right. It's like already when doing my taxes this year, it's like we had a bigger emphasis on crypto than we ever have in the past, to the point where it's like we're drilling down on every single transaction.
No, I mean the last 2 years is like the first page on your tax returns, like when you're filing, is like literally the first page is like, have you done any crypto deposits or withdrawals this year? Yes or no? Like literally line 1. And I'm just like, damn, they got me.
Yeah, why are you doing this to me?
They got me. I'm just like, all right.
Don't ask me that.
You got it, bro. You got it. How much? How much you want?
So
They got me so good, man. All my money went to taxes.
Landon's just gonna talk about that every time taxes come up.
Every time taxes come up, I just want you all to know that I did pay my taxes.
I mean, look, I mean, yeah, there might be like heavy regulation. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Because,
yeah, I mean, like think of it this way.
SPF greased some nice palms, I'm sure.
We don't know how long that's going to last. But yeah, like think if you want to play like 200, 400 on WSOP.com, outside of like taking a wheelbarrow of cash to Caesar's cage, you have no shot of getting the money on.
I can put on $750 each deposit.
Right.
So you have
probably like 5K.
So you have 1.8 big blinds every time you try to deposit every day. And
Yeah,
the minimum
that's
buy-in,
the beauty of like live casinos, right? It's just like,
for now.
yeah, like you just show up,
wow.
you just buy some chips from someone, and you're good.
The difference.
Like,
Yeah,
in,
Cali's a lot stricter.
You can't buy chips from someone?
You can buy chips from someone, but like, so say you want to go to the cage, you're capped.
At what?
Like for the longest time, I was capped at buying 100K, and not even at a time, like over a window of time, like months maybe.
They also like
I had to like demonstrate I had to demonstrate like solve for why business, my own personal business. Like I had to show that like I have income.
Wow.
They also track every cash out, I think.
You would
like
have hated
over
the
1,000.
UK. You would have hated the UK.
Yeah, everything's
If you've
electronic,
ever
right?
been to the UK to try to play cash, you will hate yourself.
No, but the thing is, like, their system's perfect because you don't get taxed. So, like, yeah, everything's
get taxed as a
electronic and that's
poker player.
annoying.
But it doesn't matter.
But it doesn't matter.
You can't bring
because,
cash to a casino.
right, but like, if the only reason we want to have cash here is because it allows us to be liquid more, right? So, like, that liquidity allows us to basically move and net things out without there being an electronic transfer, right? But if you're in the UK, you don't give a shit because like you're not being taxed on every single transfer one way or the other. So like to give you for instance, I told you guys that I bought a mutant and then I sold at the top, right? Mm-hmm. So I bought a mutant for 9 ETH,
$6,
where ETH was worth like 3K.
Yeah.
I sold at the top at like 33 ETH, where ETH was worth like 1,500, so half that. Here's the issue. I effectively, by buying that NFT, sold ETH at 3K and was charged capital gains tax on the sell.
Got it.
I then...
When you bought the mutant?
Correct.
Fuck.
I then sell the mutant at 33 ETH, which is considered a buy. Mm-hmm. So now I'm buying ETH at $1,500.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So now all I did was like lower, which is now a big problem because if I turn around and sell that same ETH for 3K, I'm getting capital gains taxed again on the net difference of the 1,500.
Shady. It's fucked.
Yeah,
That's why you don't sell. You just write it down to the
Well, no,
bottom.
but
like
that's
me.
it's not even about like buying and selling. Like they're treating it like a traditional
Yeah.
market
It's
where any
fundamentally-
transaction you make is
Yeah.
considered a buy or sell.
It's
Yeah,
fundamentally
it's bad.
wrong.
It works inverse where there's just so many transactions going
They
on
take
at
away the
once.
peer-to-peer aspect of it, and they impart the capital gains aspect on it.
Like, you can't take this profit without giving us
Right, because I don't know.
No,
I
but
don't.
it's almost on every transaction though.
Right,
But-
and I don't know enough about the traditional market, but like I can't just if you have Apple stock, I can't just buy from you.
no.
Right, you have to go through a broker dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can't.
and that's why they get you on both sides.
And you
Yeah, they
think,
get you on both sides. That's how the Mets stadium was built, brother. Like they get that little piece every day.
So, like,
you think that's what's gonna happen to crypto? Is
It already is.
They're gonna have a mediator that takes. That's what the sites are that take fees.
Right, that's what all the exchanges are supposed to be doing now. Right.
They're Met Stadium.
Yeah. Sure.
it sounds like this makes crypto stronger as long as like retail is still able to buy crypto. Like after regulations come in and stuff like this, as long as retail is still able to buy crypto.
I don't know that anybody benefits by retail buying crypto.
It's one of the like we're such a small amount of the entire money. Like when you're talking about like institutional money coming in, that's like big money.
Gig of money.
Yeah, you're like we're a small amount. Even
There's
also
a hedge I think that has like something in the neighborhood of like 10,000 Bitcoin.
and
it
grayscale.
Is it
Maybe. I think it equates to-
Is it Sailor's investment?
No,
I don't know,
That's
but-
not Sailor. I think you're talking about grayscale. Yeah.
Maybe, but it's something like 5% of all the Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's a grayscale.
Yeah.
So like with the regulation, it will come the non-taxing of everything. Like they'll get things correct. I
No.
think.
No,
you don't
no,
think
no.
they'll
The
get
exact
more
opposite.
taxing.
The exact opposite. It'll shift way more towards a traditional market.
So you don't think that they'll get things correct? Like, because like right now we're getting charged for every transaction, which isn't. That's not right.
So what you're qualifying as correct, they would have to see cryptocurrency as digital currency rather than as a store of value. And they just
Okay.
don't. They see it as stock.
And they won't because they get money.
They don't
from
even
it.
see it as stock. They see it as a commodity.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
So how does that change?
It won't.
It won't in
Never.
the near term.
Yeah.
I think like removing. You have to remember, like if we lose institutional money, then a lot of this doesn't matter to the government anymore.
Yeah.
They don't care about getting me on both sides.
Yeah, they
I
would
have
only care-
single-digit coins.
Yeah, they
You-
only
they
care
can-
if
they
you get
can't build
big
Met
money.
Stadium off you.
Right. They care about the institution. Like they care about the institutions that are moving
Yeah.
tens of thousands of coins a year.
Yeah, facts. All
right.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a little while, but we'll be back. 2025, real estate comes back, stock market come back, crypto come back, everything come back, poker's alive. You're gonna be good.
Listen,
2025. Just stick
listen,
around.
You know what
All
else?
you-
You know what else is coming out in 2025?
The movie.
The movie, baby. Yo, so Michael Lewis, the guy that wrote Moneyball, he has been following around FTX for like the last year or something like that.
SPF, you mean?
Yeah. SBF.
Yeah.
Was it SPF or I just think FTX in general?
FTX is the company.
Yeah, but I think it was FTX in general that he was.
Oh,
just
so
been
he's
following
looking
around.
at FTX.
Yes.
SPF is a guy from FTX.
Yes,
He's
SPF.
not following Sam around. He's
This
following
guy
FTX
steps in
around.
shit, man. He just gets the best fucking stories of all time. So he also wrote The Big Short, if you guys are familiar with the 2008
Great movie.
financial crash.
Great movie.
Speaking of that,
Go ahead.
you got a nice little picture of the new Big Short coming out.
Oh, look, there's Michael Saylor.
So yeah, I mean, like to some degree, this is along those lines. It's just a little bit. I guess it's different though because the 2008 financial crash was a lot of underhanded things that were taking place in like subprime mortgage loans. So it was impacting the everyday person a lot more, right? There was just like hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people who were getting loans for amounts that they could never in a million years pay back.
Yeah.
Right. They were just getting approved for shit.
Yeah.
In this particular instance, it was SBF who was getting all of the loans in a situation where he couldn't pay it back. So it's like directly centralized to him and his company. It's much more of a Bernie Madoff type Ponzi scheme.
It's an individual. It's not a collective.
Yeah.
But the collective spreads because his company is so big that people are invested in his company. He's invested in other people's company.
It's
Yeah.
all
But
through
yeah, but
one
it's central.
funnel.
But it's
That's kind of the
one
irony
thing.
too, is it was like an 11-employee company.
It's so sick. They're
wild.
They're all living in the fucking Bahamas in one house.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
No.
An 11-employee company. How big were they?
We have an 11-employee company. We're like 1/millionth the size of them.
So yeah, this guy Michael Lewis, he's got himself the fucking biggest story ever. Probably.
He's a fantastic fantastic writer, incredible storyteller. I go on and on about how fantastic Moneyball is all the time, but The Big Short was like
Big Short was great.
equally as good of a book. And one of the I think both Moneyball and The Big Short are two of the few movies where I've read the book and watched the movie and thought it translated like really, really well onto screen. And this will be impossible to not be a movie when it's all said and done. Here's the crazy thing. He was on pace to write a boring fucking book. He was on pace to write about the success and the growth of FTX in a three or 4 year span, right? As he's wrapping that and trying to figure out like how he can turn it into something interesting, he gets his fucking ending. And the ending now becomes the whole story.
It's a really sick plot twist.
Yeah, like he now gets to go back and revisit these relationships between like SBF and Caroline, revisit this compound that he's living on. Like he was just there for 6 to 8 months viewing all of this in real time. Wow. And now he has the hindsight to go back and rewrite it.
He's the only one that's going to get rich out of all this.
Oh, God, yeah.
So he's just like, oh, my God, I just have a bestseller. Like, again.
Instantly New York Times bestseller, instantly movie rights. Sorkin's probably already fucking signed on for this.
You guys don't even know the best part about this. We don't even know how this ends.
That's true.
SBF is somewhere in the fucking Bahamas or Argentina or fucking Dubai, somewhere probably where there's not.
I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's one of those where it's like, okay, whatever happens to him, but like the damage is already done. Like,
so it does kind of matter in a certain way. So what we tend to see historically is these single entity Ponzi's of sorts, where billions of dollars are siphoned and stolen. The people who get indicted end up spending lifetimes in jail.
Yeah.
Which is wild when you think about it, right? There's very few things that carry a life sentence. Like
that's because you're fucking your own people. Like you're fucking the people that like really move shit around.
But like imagine like there are degrees of murder that do not come with a life sentence.
They don't care about us, man. They don't care about us. But like this is a capitalist country. Right, you fuck with my money, you out.
You can take a human life, and if you do it in the crime or in the heat of passion, you get like 6 to 18 and you're out on parole.
That's pretty
much
close.
Sooner, right? You steal 10 to 12 figures and you're spending a fucking lifetime in jail.
I think what we've known now.
You're gone.
I think one is premeditated. That's why. Also, like the heat, you said it right. The heat of passion.
Okay, fine, but like we're comparing premeditated murder with premeditated theft.
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing. It's you have that bone.
Like, you got that dog.
Yeah, I get it.
Let's not give the dog a negative connotation, all right?
Look, I get
dog works in any way you want it, man.
When you look at the flip side of this, though, the ending of The Big Short was that all of the bankers walked away scot-free. Not a single person did jail time over the 2008 financial crisis.
Because they got bailed out.
Well, they're protected by the institutions. Right? Not only did they get bailed
out.
Bailed
out by the government, too.
Yeah, not only did they get bailed out, but like the entire thing falls under the umbrella of institutions, regulations, SEC, the government, et cetera, right? So they just get to be cronies, right? They're just crony capitalists who basically get to operate on whatever rules they set for themselves, knowing that there's absolutely no fallout or punishment. Yeah. When you do that as an individual on a ripe new market where people have the wool pulled over their eyes,
they're after you.
They're fucking out to get you.
You're gone.
So we don't know how this story ends in the sense of like, will he ever be captured? Will he ever do jail time? Right. Like that will be a fun thing to sweat, I suppose. Yeah. But the threat
odds he gets captured -200. Odds he gets free +150.
I don't honestly.
Well, the thing we didn't talk about here was the over the weekend. FTX was completely hacked and drained of all their liquidity.
Yeah.
So 900 million was just like siphoned out of the company.
Yes, and I did hear that, or I read that there was an employee or somebody saw the hack and they started also siphoning money out as well. So I think it was like half and half a hack and half like money being transferred to a reserve.
I don't think anything was a hack.
I mean, inside hack.
I don't even think it was like an inside hack. I mean, this just seems like the little bit that I know about it.
It was the last ditch effort, right? To just get whatever they can.
I mean, the little bit that I know about it seems like there was just a backdoor that SBF was aware of.
There was mad backdoors. That's that part.
And he just like had an escape hatch where, you know, this entire process was effectively, this was the equivalent of him shredding papers on his way out the office and collecting every single cent that was left in order to do so, right? Like he was liquidating it like, you know, whenever you declare bankruptcy and they try to liquidate your assets, they try to get the best price in order to close the margin as much as they possibly can. He was just like lighting the market on fire, right? And just like selling at all costs for
Fire
anything
sale.
he possibly could. Yeah, it was a complete fire sale. So they got 900 million of, billions worth of
Bitcoin or coins.
liquidity or tokens or whatever. Well, they held no Bitcoin, so who knows?
Yeah, some other
Wow, man.
coins.
Like, those lawyers are going to be expensive, man. He needed that money.
I mean,
Like,
honestly.
Argentina ain't cheap to get to.
Guys, this man just took 400 million, probably, and probably has some more funds somewhere. This man is never getting caught. Like
He was playing fucking League of Legends on Friday for like 5 hours. He was just online playing.
Sorry, he just
chilling.
He just doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, the thing
honestly,
is that we've seen these things before. Like companies have blown up and
He's
people
like-
have done shady shit, and he gets a slap on the wrist.
He's got to be like the modern day Michael Schofield from
wow, Schofield.
from Prison Break. He's
That show is fucking amazing.
yeah.
I don't know why I got into it, but once I did, I never stopped watching it.
What a great fucking caption.
I mean, maybe this is just what it takes to run your own country or company, man. Successful people are often the ones breaking the rule. You heard it here first. Nick Vertucci.
You
fucking out
hear
here.
this? Matt, you
That
hear
is
this
a
stuff?
direct quote from Nick Vertucci. You gotta be fucking kidding me,
This is
man.
why our company is fucking getting wrecked.
You gotta be kidding me.
We're
Like,
not fucking breaking no rules.
you gotta be willing to skirt. How is that up in fucking public domain while your goddamn company is under siege?
Scum's gonna scum, man.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Under siege is a real great way of putting it.
The community is holding them to the fire right now. They're basically saying, like, don't look here. There's nothing to see. While our CEO is fucking tweeting out a quote from his book saying, like, in order to be successful, you got to break a few eggs along the way. Are you fucking kidding me, man?
It's one of those things that you can't make up.
Honestly, yeah, it's like
You
one of those
really
things where
can't.
it's like you can't be that stupid or tone deaf. That's like the most blatant fuck you to everybody watching.
What do you guys think about that account, that
The Hustler
scandal account?
The Hustler scandal account?
I don't know,
I'm
it doesn't really
scared.
matter, right?
I mean, I know like everybody who's involved in it, I guess. So that makes me
Is it more confident?
no. No, it doesn't make me more or less confident, I guess. It just makes me understand like what they're doing and what their intentions are. I think that they're smart people.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that they are starting with a bias.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tough, right? Like if the data comes out and it demonstrates clear correlation, great. But like I thought Bart Hansen actually put a good tweet out today that is something that they should be considerate of. Like they were talking about DGAF's win rate.
Yeah.
And how it was like extrapolated out to per 100 big blind or per 100 hands, like 431 big blinds per 100 he's winning. But Bart's like, are we actually going to judge win rate this way when the average opening size in the game is 60 big blinds, right? Like you can't judge a 5-5-100 game the same way that you would a game
Right, the
with
big
no
line's
eight.
not 5.
Right, it's
No,
effectively
but he's playing,
75.
he was playing 10-20-40 though. That's the main game he plays. The
Even
Monday
with
game.
the whole like big
Oh,
blinds
yeah,
per
yeah.
100, it doesn't correlate to live, right?
Live is a different game because you're not playing.
It does. You can find tangible measurements. It's just you have to be consistent in the way that you measure the data.
Sure.
Right? Like if there's a straddle onto 1K, you can't
can't skirt it.
If he 3-bet jams for 20K, you can't say that he now put in 500 big blinds because he didn't. He put in 20.
Yeah,
Right.
There's
So
a
like,
lot
it's
of
important
weird.
to
Like,
adjust.
it's really hard to measure live win rates and stuff like that because the games are so versatile in nature. Like now, especially when you're adding like bomb pots and straddles and a restraddle, and everyone is 300 big blinds deep, and then you know the VIP comes in and that increases your win rate, and the VIP leaves and that decreases your win rate, or you have a
Well, that part
you
I
know.
don't think is worth navigating because like that'll be true.
It's just a matter of keeping the
No,
big
what I'm
line
saying
static.
is, what I'm saying is that all live games are so versatile. Like it's not you saying you have 5 BB in 510 is way different. Like you saying you have 5 BB, and then someone else tells you they have 20 BB, but they're playing a completely different.
Yeah, but
like a completely
it should
different
average out, right? If he's playing like relatively consistent, a consistent game format, like whales popping in and out, will increase his win rate and like slightly, but not to.
What I'm saying is
like
that-
we won't see 6 standard deviations.
Sorry, what I'm trying to say is like he's playing 10-20-40 on Monday, right? Like that's the game that they play.
Yeah.
You can't say this is 10-20-40 like Bellagio. Like those are two different games.
No, but
like,
you still have an understanding of like how much a whale can lose, right? So like
a conceivable
it can't be
win
6
rate.
It can't be 6 standard deviations off of what's conceivable.
Sorry, what I'm trying to say is like if I play 10-20-40 Bellagio, right? And I'm like, okay, this is what's possible of a win rate at 10-20-40. And then I see his stats, and I'm like, well, those stats don't correlate to what's possible at 10, 20, 40. Like, I can't say that because those are two completely different games.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that, like, whatever baseline we set, you just can't find anomalies that are, like, beyond 3 standard deviations. Otherwise, it becomes now statistically near impossible, right? So we can agree on something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know that nobody's winning 100 big blinds
right.
per 100.
Right.
Yeah.
If you keep the big blind 40 and someone's saying they're winning 200 big blinds per 100, you're like, okay, this is cap. Like, this is bullshit.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
agreed.
because it's like whales can only be losing so much, and it's also it indirectly makes everybody else a winner, right? Because you can never capture all that EV solo. So that's something that's like very critical to understand. Like, I don't want to keep pointing to DGAF because like I don't think he's a point of reference, but like anybody in his shoes, if we consider him the best player in the game, and we think all other 8 players are losing, but one of them is losing like a lot. So like let's say 7 players are like break even to -1 big blind per 100, and the 8th player is a giga whale who's losing like 50 big blinds per 100.
That spreads.
What ends up happening is the other 7 players automatically become winners.
Right.
They can no longer have like it's just
You can't be
one
person
nearly
is
impossible.
One person's losing too much. Right?
Yes.
This happens sometimes.
That's high stakes
in
a nutshell.
Right.
Yeah, this happens a lot. Like even in high rollers, where it's like, okay, maybe you're losing small to all these people, but this person is making your seat plus EV.
Correct.
Right. Like the 400, the 4, whatever the win rate was per 100, you can't. You're playing at 10, 20, 40, and then you start adding more like blinds, and you keep it at 40. You're just looking at numbers that don't actually matter.
Yeah, this is
You're
kind of
just
like what we
skewing the
ran
data.
into when we tried to scrape the data for Postle.
Right.
Was that there were so many variables to account for, it was difficult to get an accurate data scraper. Now, from what I'm hearing through the grapevine, they seem to have built something a little bit more accurate. So it seems like they're pulling data that does account for like straddles and bomb pots and all this other stuff that will be variable in nature and create or alter win rates pretty drastically. So I think their findings will be worth looking at, right? But essentially at the end of the day, we can't ever take anything on face, right? We can't just like, they can't just put out a tweet and say like, so-and-so is winning 600 big blinds per 100. That's an anomaly. He's a cheater.
Yeah.
Because we need to know how they got to that number. We need to be able to scrutinize the data we need to be able to scrutinize the process and ensure that it's being analyzed properly, right?
Right. And that's what I think we're seeing from, you know, I was watching sort of like Prahlad and Jacob. Who was Jacob?
Alex Jacobs.
Yeah. And Alex Jacob kind of go back and forth. And they were like that. Alex was saying a lot of similar to like what you're saying, where it's like, okay, well, how did they get these? Like, how did they get these numbers? And like, you know, these signals, like, how are they, like, how many, like, are we watching every single situation that this has happened over the entire course of the stream? And it seems like they're saying like, yeah, we have watched the whole stream and we are putting every single situation, because there was like a discussion over like a 5-3 off fold. And it was like, okay, why is he singling a 5-3 off fold? And it's like, no, because they thought that they want you to make sure that you're seeing every single situation, not like cherry picking spots.
Correct.
So, I mean, you know, I'm curious what's going to come out of it, because it feels like they're in the beginning stages of what they're putting together. Because like I went on the website and I was like, okay, let me kind of see what's happening. And like, I thought it was just like a little bit too hard to follow what I'm looking at right now. But I'm curious as it develops, like, okay, what are we going to see? You know?
Yeah. I mean, maybe what we see is that success is born out of breaking the rules.
Honestly, I'm very happy that you know who is behind this and that you say that they're relatively smart, because when I saw this account, I was like, I don't know about this. Like,
I also think they have an axe to grind and a point to prove, but I don't think that necessarily negates them. I just think it means that we have to understand they're coming from a biased place.
Right, you're gonna find what you're looking for.
Data works for us whenever we're able to remove biases.
Yeah.
But we may just have to do that after the fact, and that's kind of okay.
They have to remove the biases after the fact. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
If you start a project by saying, oh, like, I think this guy's dirty, and then you find all the things that correlate to why you think that's the case, you're gonna start coming up with these conclusions as to why.
I mean, to be fair, they're just starting the project of the assumption that successful people are willing to break the rules in order to make success.
Honestly,
it's just such a
Guapo, am I
ridiculous-
right?
it's
Like,
just
back
such
me
a
up here,
ridiculous
bro.
quote.
You're not lying, man. It's honestly true.
In order to achieve a high level of I'm butchering the quote. Guapo, give it to me one more time. I want to read it verbatim.
To be fair, after I roll the graphic, I'm like, all right, I'm getting rid of this. So it's in the ethos.
You
now.
delete it?
Oh my god!
Why? Why would you delete such a powerful piece of advice?
Can we get
our audience?
I think we need a more inspirational background.
We're
I agree.
We're trying to teach our fucking people how to make it out here, Guapo.
Guapo, I can't believe you deleted it. Now I have to paraphrase it over and over again. I cannot do a just version of Nick Vertucci verbatim, you know?
Please try one more time. Try one more time.
In order to achieve a high level of success, here it is.
Oh!
Here it is. So basically what I was saying is successful people are the ones who break the fucking rules, okay? That's the less eloquent version. The Berkey version would have been, in order to achieve a high level of success, one must skirt the rules from time to time and land somewhere in the middle. The Nick Vertucci version is, motherfucker, if you put a rule in front of me, I will knock it down.
You know what that says, right?
Stop.
That quote speaks to you. It says, what you should have done
What you should have done, cuz, was... Honestly, that quote could literally be on one of those like rear decals that you see on like Ford and Chevy trucks where the kid's pissing on the logo. Right? It could literally just be like a cutout of Nick Vertucci with rules written on it and him pissing on them. Just like, how you think I got here, motherfucker?
It's
that's not a good quote.
Have you seen that?
That's the best quote on the internet.
Vertucci Real Estate Academy. Come on, man.
That is the best quote on the internet, and it's not even close.
It's incredible.
It's good with context.
As a matter of fact, we need everybody in this chat to please go. Let's spread that quote around. Let's get a screenshot going of that quote, and let's get that meme around the internet.
Let's get a hashtag success for dummies going.
Let's do it.
Hashtag success for dummies. Let's get that inspirational quote spread around.
I might have to take a towel pick with that in the back.
Yeah, we're going to. The success for dummies. There it is. Hashtag. Who do you think, maybe this will be the next Michael Lewis book. Who do you think plays Nick Vertucci in the Hustler Casino Live version of this story?
Wow.
Vin Diesel.
No fucking way.
No fucking
Don't you
way.
disrespect fucking Diesel like
Disrespect
that.
Diesel. He's a great actor. What do you mean?
That's true. That part's true.
Exactly.
Part,
He was
by
great
way.
in the fucking pacifier.
The family
Bring him
part.
back.
The what?
The pacifier.
That was the worst movie ever.
Wholesome movie.
Are you fucking kidding me? You said the pacifier?
Everyone's saying Danny DeVito.
Oh my God, bro, Danny DeVito.
That's what they're saying in the chat.
Maybe if Danny DeVito was on TRT.
I don't know. That's what they're saying. It's just Danny DeVito.
Wow. Here we
Oh
go.
my God, that would be dope.
We
Kevin
got it.
James would be good. See him with the like Kevin James from the MMA movie he did.
Yes.
What was it called?
Here Comes the Boom.
Yeah, Here Comes the boom. Yes, of course you know.
You guys watch the stupidest fucking movies.
I don't even know why I saw
Right,
it.
man. We watch Kevin James shit.
No, I haven't.
Pacifier.
It's funny. I have not seen a movie in such a long time, but for some reason I saw that movie. I don't know how. But the pacifier was always on in the car when we were younger. Just like my mom had a Honda that had the movie DVD player.
Wow.
How
fucking
rich.
rich.
How
right
fucking
here.
Not rich at all. Shout out to grandma.
Shout out to grandma.
Not rich.
Dude.
Not rich.
You got a TV?
Actually, that would be a grandma from Rounders would be a good casting call for Vertucci.
Grandma from Rounders.
Yeah. You remember Grandma? Get in the fucking hole, you bitch.
Grandma.
Grandma.
Not grandma.
He said grandma. I was like,
Grandma.
I said,
Yeah.
shout out to grandma.
grandma was in
I said,
Rounders.
Shout out to my
It
grandma.
means the same thing. What? We're two M's instead of a DM? What's the difference?
Grandma was his last name.
No, it was not.
That was the idea.
No, it was not.
Oh, so he's just supposed to be grandma?
Grandma. Yeah, it was a nickname,
Yeah, I don't
obviously.
think it was like the last
Why would his
name.
nickname be grandma?
Because he's a hitman and it's funny.
Yeah, I don't think it was supposed to be
It's
his last
just,
name.
it's
Landon.
ironic.
I'm
Like,
sorry.
yeah, let this guy grow out a beard.
Grandma.
It's Joe for GRAMA. It's not grandma. Enough. Ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's not his last name either.
ridiculous.
Is that what you want, Lester? You want a little fucking charity? Is that what you
was-
want, Berkey?
he-
You want a little charity? You want me to not release the tapes?
Do we have a
For any successful business.
Success is born off the back of pissing on the rules.
man? Fuck them rules.
Fuck the rules, man. We don't need rules, man. Just gotta
This is
live
the
life.
most fun segment I've ever done. I'm so glad we ended here.
On that note,
Fuck the rules.
Yes, fuck
We're
the
out.
rules. No, we are not out. We are not out. Because if you haven't already, go on over to WPT Global, the home of the World Poker Tour. Give them a download. They're running satellites every single day for 12.4K packages to go to the WPT World Championship. On that note, Burke,
Wait, time
let
out.
me know the quote of the day one more time, please.
Oh my god.
Success.
Say it with passion, vigor.
Success is for those pussies who don't abide by the rules.
You heard it here second.
You heard it as a byproduct of an original paraphrase quote.
Put it on a fucking chalkboard somewhere.
Guys, we need to get that meme going around the internet.
Put that in
Hit
your
it up
sim
on
and
Twitter.
smoke it.
What is it? Hashtag what?
Success for dummies.
Success for dummies.
Hashtag success for dummies.
S4D.
S4D.
Yeah, that's
S4D. That's what we're doing. Hashtag S4D. Get it out there. I don't know. Like that could probably be.
Yeah,
I don't
we
like
can work that into some other things.
I'm scared of that. But yeah. All right, cool. On that note, we are out of here. We will be back in the studio tomorrow at noon. I don't know who's going to be here. I know I'll be here. I don't know who else.
I'll be working on how to dunk.
I'll be in an airplane.
He's
You're all
gone.
miserable. I'll see you tomorrow, Burke.
Yep, I'm here.
Guapo, my dude. You already know, 12. All right.
On an airplane to the Bahamas.
Oh my
Argentina.
God. Oh my God, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to go back. SBF has been writing, or somebody hacked his Twitter, or he's been writing these fucking
Cryptic tweets.
and he's writing one letter per, like, I don't know, every couple of hours. so far he wrote, "What the." This has actually been
Not what the.
Is HA, and then
sorry.
Kobe and Gainsey took over. And
yeah, the fuck. But this has gone down to what happened. What happened now? What
Are we
happened?
sure?
Yeah, it's what HAPPE. So
Seems
it seems
silly.
like you're the one that took over the account with the spelling.
It also seems silly to make us wait for the NED.
I have no idea what's going on.
Well,
but
we'll have an update later this week.
yes, we did. Will. But the funny part is, what's the saying? Have fun being poor.
Yeah.
So when it was just HA,
fun staying
somebody wrote, if this says have fun staying poor, I'm on the next flight to the Bahamas right now.
If this says whatever the fuck it is, have fun HFSP. It's have fun staying poor.
Yeah.
That's the quote.
Yeah.
That would be that'd be pretty based, but also at the same time you fucked over a lot of people, so not based. Pretty cringe.
I mean, this whole situation's cringe.
It's fun to watch from as an outsider.
I'm just excited to see Jonah Hill play SBF.
Yeah.
That's a perfect.
He's gonna kill
that's
it.
A
I'm
cast
just excited
made
to
in
watch
heaven.
Chin's face for the next couple weeks.
Dude, I'm fucking poor as shit, dude.
Yo, for what it's worth, I like this whole cast, but what an insult to Anna Kendricks. She is a perfect specimen and absolutely should not be reduced to playing Caroline in this situation. She's too wholesome. She's too sweet.
Yeah, she's too
and
nice.
too girl next door.
That's the cup song.
Yeah, exactly. This guy knows.
The what? The fuck are you doing?
Pitch
Pitch Perfect.
is one of the best movies ever fucking made. Don't you ever say
It's
otherwise.
the cup song.
Are you guys doing this
I
shit
took a
again?
ticket for the long way
On that
round.
note, we are fucking out of
We
here.
got
Thank you
whiskey
for
for
rocking
the
with
way.
us.
Why are they
We will
so
see you
white?
tomorrow at noon.
I don't know
They
the
are
rest of the
so-
song, but we'll see
they
you
are
tomorrow.
so-
Successes for the people that break the rules.
Get off